concluding the pasuk. Eily ala oila. I only know that they can offer an oila offering. Shlamim minai, and how do you know that they can offer also a peace offering? A non-Jew, Talmud Leimer Nedreyim. Their vows. Taida minai, and how do you know that they can offer a carbon taida, which is a Thanksgiving offering if some miracle happens to them or they're saved from an illness or something? Talmud Leimer. Pasuk says Nidvaisam, their donation. Minayin l'Rabbi sa'ifes v'ayayin v'alavayna v'eitzim. How do you know that they can offer all of those as well? These didn't have to be like specific sacrifices. You just, I want to donate wine, I want to donate wood. Tamalayim nidreyam l'chol nidreyam. Nidvaisam l'chol nidvaisam. Okay, they can offer anything. Imkein ma talmud leimer oila. So why does it say oila? So that oila is prat l'naziris. They can't bring a nazirus sacrifice. Divrei Rabbi Eily. These are the words of Rabbi Eily.
So they can become a Nazir, or they can't?
That's exactly the point that I'm being vague with, because the Gemara is gonna.
The Gemara is gonna talk about that.
Rabbi Akiva says, you can tell you're someone that from yeshiva, you can tell you have like this eye to see. He was just vague. Okay, let's clarify that. To spot it out. I hear the weakness. Okay. Rabbi Akiva Imar Sheyakriv Hashem la'ila. What does he do with that pasuk that's offered to Hashem for an Eila? Eily ela Eila bilvad. Only an Eila. Now the Gemara goes back, and it says, according to Rabbi Eily, the word Eila was coming to exclude Naziris. According to Rabbi Eily, a non-Jew can bring everything. According to Rabbi Akiva, everything he brings is just an Eila. You can only bring an Eila. So what did Rabbi Eily do with the word Eila? We said that it's coming to exclude a Nazir. The Nazir sacrifice. Gemara says, "V'hai pratl Naziris mehacha nafka." You learn it from Eila. Mehasam nafka. You learn it from that pasuk itself by Naziris. It says, "Dabral b'nei Yisrael v'amarta leim ish ki yafli linder neder nazir lahazir b'nei Yisrael neidrim v'ein oiv d'kchav neidrim." It says in the pasuk of Naziris, this is in Parshas Nasa, speak to the Jewish people and tell them, a man or a woman that will take a vow of a Nazir to Hashem. That means that it's only the Jewish people, not a non-Jew. So why are you telling me you learned from Eila that a Nazir, that a non-Jew doesn't bring the Eila sacrifice? We know it's from the Parsha of Naziris. They would joke about, they went to yeshivas, they asked, can a woman become a Nazir? So they're trying to bring proofs from all these different Gemaras. Finally someone opens the pasuk. Chumash, it says, Darbel b'nei Yisrael v'martalim isha yisha. It says clearly in the pasuk. But when you get very sharp, sometimes you miss the basics. So we're saying that only a Jew can do this. Darbel b'nei Yisrael. Gemara says, Imei hasam. If you're just going to use the psukim of Bayin Nazir, hava mina karban hu d'lei leisei. Yeah, you see. Maybe it just means that he doesn't bring the karban of Naziris. Aval Naziris chala alayu, but he could become a Nazir. So Kamash Malan, that he doesn't even become a Nazir. As I would have learned from our pasuk that no carbon. Usually the Rishonim will now ask, well, why don't you just say that he can't become a Nazir and then you don't need that? We're doing it in the opposite order, so it seems to work. But if you do it the other way, then it doesn't work. Right? And according to which opinion will the following Mishnah fit? Amar Reb Shimon. Shiva Dvar Meskinu Bezdin. There were 7 things that were instituted by Bezdin. And the following is one of them. We learned this Gemara earlier. If a non-Jew sends his sacrifice from a distant country, so and he sends together with it the flour, oil, and wine that come along with the sacrifice. The non-Jew knew what to send along. He sent the full package. So Kreif Mishalai, we're allowed to bring it.
You can use his wine?
You can use.
It's very mavush.
No, you can't use mavush. That's the point. That it can't be mavushal. Maybe he sends money for it. Let's do it like that.
It was in a brown bag.
Although Elchanan is going to love this Gemara.
Okay.
Okay. V'im lav, but if not, so Krev Mishal Tzibur. Then the community fund will pay for the Nesachim that come along with that sacrifice. Lema Rabbi Yossi Aglila v'lei Rabbi Akiva. It's obviously Rabbi Yossi Aglila. It can't be Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says that a non-Jew doesn't bring Nesachim. He doesn't bring, right?
Oil.
Everything is just an Eily. He doesn't bring the flour, oil, wine. That was clear. The Gemara answers Afilu Tema Rabbi Akiva. You can even say that Mishnah is Rabbi Akiva. How are you going to work it out? Because what we're going to do is when it says Eila, it means Eila v'chol chaverta. There's going to be a different word here. Avizraha. Yeah, they changed it too. And Eila and all its auxiliary, all its what's it called? The accessories. All the okay. Man Tana Lahad Tana Rabbanan. Who's the author of the following brisa? Ezrach. It says, Kol Ezrach Yasek Kachas Eila Lahakavish Reich Michayach Lashem. All of the natives can bring from these things as a fire to Hashem. And this is referring to the Nesachim at the end of Shlach. It's when you read that, it's like amazing, like just how that like middle of nowhere it comes in. That when you come into the land of Israel and you bring a sacrifice, you have to bring Nesachim. Like a whole section comes along. So Ezrach may be Nesachim, Vein Ovid Kravim may be Nesachim. That only a native, only a Jewish person brings, but a non-Jew doesn't bring the meal offering and the wine that comes along with it. Who says that? Now we didn't finish the brisa. Maybe even if he brings an oila, he doesn't bring the sachim. Talmalemer kacha, like so, that he does. He does bring if he brings an oila. Mani, lei Rabbi Yossi Aglili, lei Rabbi Akiva. It can't be Rabbi Yossi Aglili. It can't be Rabbi Akiva. Why? Rabbi Yossi Aglili. If it's Rabbi Yossi Aglili, Hamar Fila Yayin Nami. Rabbi Yossi Aglili clearly says he brings wine. He can send wine independently. Rabbi Akiva Amar Oila en Midyachrin Elai. He says only an Eily. He can't bring other things. Now we already gave an answer, but we're ignoring that answer right now. We're asking it like we're starting from scratch. If you want, I could say Rabbi Yossi Aglili. Rabbi Akiva. If you want, I can say that the author is Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Yossi Aglili. If you want, I can say Rabbi Yossi Aglili and Sami Me'ahi Yayin. We'll take out from the brisa before that says that he can send wine. Take out the wine. Wine he can't
That's a real
send.
problem.
Wine he can't send.
For multiple reasons. Right, exactly. Especially when you're talking about a karba.
It doesn't say it's because of the yayin nesach, because it could be that it's
Money.
that it's the money for the wine.
So why can't they bring one? That's why different.
He has certain limits to what he's allowed to donate. Rabbi Akiva, we'll go back to our old answer. Oila v'chal chaverta. That it means the oila and everything that comes along with it. Okay. Let's see. Finish the page. Reb Shimon Aimer. Minchas chayti shel kayanim. Minchas chayti of kayanim. We said that Reb Shimon's opinion was that you do kmitza and you burn it, the rest of it as well. Even though normally you do kmitza, the rest is eaten, and by kayanim you don't, you can't eat the rest. But Reb Shimon's opinion was that just because you can't eat the rest doesn't mean that you just put the whole thing on the fire. You do kmitza, you burn the kmitza, and you also burn the rest. So
in the same place. All on the same
yeah, minahani mili. From where are these words? Where does he know this from? Tanur Rabbanan, the rabbis taught. This is. Doesn't tell us where this is, but every Tanur Rabbanan is a important brisa. It says v'haisel hakayin. This is the pasuk says the kohen will atone for him for his sin that he did from one of these, and it will be atonement for him, and it will be for the kohen as a mincha, the chatas. The kohen eats it. Bais la kohen kamincha. Shetehei avidasei kasher Rabbi. That he does the service. Which means that he's allowed to do it himself. If it's a kohen that's doing the service, if it's a kohen that's offering the mincha, he doesn't need to give it to another kohen to do it for him. He's allowed to do it himself. Maybe it's coming to say that you're allowed to eat it, even though it's a kohen. That's only a donation offering is not eaten. However, but if it's an obligatory offering because it's a sin offering, how is it atoned? The kohenim eat, and that causes the atonement. So Talmud Laimar v'haisel kohen kemincha makish chayvasei linidvasei. We make a comparison, a connection between his obligatory offering and his donation offering. Ma nidvasei ein ne'acheles. Just like his donation offering is not eaten. Okay, it's not eaten. Now, Amar Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon says, does it say that kimin chasai, like it will be like his mincha? It doesn't say that. It says like it'll be like a mincha. It's like a mincha, not like his mincha. His mincha would tell me that it's not eaten. What does it mean like a mincha? Allahakish mincha schayte shal kainim. Just the word. Lemincha schayte shal Yisrael. We're comparing it to a mincha schayte of a Jewish person. Ma mincha schayte shal Yisrael nekmetzes, av mincha schayte shal kainim nekmetzes. Just like it's kamitza is done, so to minchas kayin of a sin offering, the kamitza is done. Okay, let's leave it over there.
Okay.